Okay, so we got the Leprechaun roughed out. I've got my model here so I can refer to it. See where I cracked the arm moving it, but I really had to. This whole thing had to come down. It was blocking the face, so it doesn't matter. It's just a model. That's what it's for. So you can play with it and change it. If I wanted something that was static and couldn't be changed, then I'd make a wooden one. Anyway, so here's the blank. I got some of the negative stuff cut out here, and I made the arms, and the arms are going to be dialed in, and I wanted to do that early on because the more you carve off, the harder it is to work for. So I just used a little 3/16 dowel, and I carefully drilled in, and I used my almost free depth gauge here, which is just a piece of masking tape, and I only wanted to go about 1/4 inch deep on this so I don't go through to where I'm going to carve, and I went about 1/2 inch into the body, and that's plenty. And even this, I could have gone with an 1/8 inch or something, but this is fine, and it'll just kind of keep it centered and keep it where I want to have it, so that I can take the arms off and on and carve them. Also, I can, once I get the legs rounded and parts of the arms carved, I'll move this around a little bit, and I will also cut my little accordion that's going to go in there. I've been calling it a squeeze box, but I'll rough that out, and I have to adjust it for this angle. So by cutting an angle, actually I sanded an angle right here. By doing that, it brings the arms out away from the body a little more realistically, and gives a little more room here on my the inner space where the instrument's going to be. And so once I get them a little bit rounded and I start to round off the body and the legs, I'll make a decision where I'm going to put this, and then put the arms, that is. And then what I want to do is not carve all this off, because you want to blend it into the body. So, but what I will do is, once I locate them, I will make an index mark on here, okay, that I'll keep as long as possible, and that'll tell me where the arms are in the rotation. Now this is very important. What I did here on the arms is I drew a little freehand circle. You remember one of my earlier projects, I used a dime or a nickel or something, but it doesn't have to be, just a freehand area. And then I check that on the model and make sure none of that circle that I just drew is showing where I'm going to carve it away. The purpose of the circle is that's an area that's going to be glue surface on the body here. So I do not want to touch that when I carve it. And actually, I don't really want to touch any of this outer part here, because all that's going to be rounded to the body. So I'm going to round off the outside, round this. The hand, what I want to do is have the hand look like it has a... if I put the hand like that, I want the hand to look like there's a strap going around it, around the accordion. So I'm actually going to carve a little strap in there, and then I'll have a few fingers sticking out. And this has to be kept flat also, because this surface is going to be against the accordion. So I need a glue surface there, so I'm not going to touch that. If you look at this picture, you can see his head pretty much sits right down on his shoulders. For most men, that's kind of typical. You don't see a big long neck. If you're carving a female, you got to have a neck in there. And if you look at this guy, he's got a little bit of a neck, but not too much. And if you compare it, this is supposed to be the same size. You can see I've kind of, I don't know, somehow I got distorted here. But I transferred this drawing by eye, so I lost a little bit. But right in here, I want this chin to be down here. I want the beard down here. So this whole head has to be down. So I decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the head off. I'm going to carve the body. I'm going to carve the head. I'm going to put a dowel in there and stick it back on. So I am going to in fact carve the head separately.